Okay, well, I have 201, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone, to the Intervision Amazon Connect live webinar and demo. My name is Jessie Dominic. I'm part of the Intervision marketing team, and we're so glad that you're able to join us today to learn more about Amazon Connect. We'll get started in just a minute or two. First, just a couple of housekeeping items. You may have noticed on our webinar promotion that John Gray, our Chief Product Officer, and Matt Campbell, our Product Director of Communications, were supposed to be joining us for today's session. However, unfortunately, due to very last minute unforeseeable circumstances, neither of them are able to be on today's session. So on one hand, this means you're stuck with me doing this little introduction, but luckily on the other hand, you also get the one-man Otto Sanchez show today. Otto is our director and principal architect for cloud communications. He's wonderful, has some great content prepared to share with you guys today, so we definitely look forward to hearing that. That said, if you have any questions throughout this presentation, feel free to utilize the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen. I'll be monitoring that throughout the session, and we will address all of your questions at the end. We will also be recording this session, and we'll make sure to send that out to you after the session concludes. With that, that's all I have. So Otto, feel free to take it away.
Thank you, Jessie. I appreciate the introduction, and I think the audience is also stuck with me today. So, like Jessie said, I am Director and Principal Architect for Cloud Communications here at Intervision. I've been with the company for about 10 years, and we are going to talk today about Amazon Connect. The presentation today is meant to be an introduction to the service, and we are going to talk about first some of the contact center challenges, and then what is Amazon Connect and how Amazon Connect can solve those challenges. We're going to talk about why Intervision and why Amazon Connect by Intervision, and we're going to wrap up with the demo. So I'm going to get to the demo as quickly as possible, because I think that's the bulk of what I want to show you today. I want to show you the system in action and what it can do for you and what it can do for your customers. So first, let's talk about one survey that PwC did a couple of years ago in how customer experience drives purchasing decisions. So if we look at the screen, we see that 70% of the participants said that customer experience impact purchasing decisions. In addition to that, if customers are not well served, they're going to go to another service provider or to another vendor or to another company that sells the product that you are selling. So, and on the flip side, customers are willing to pay 16% plus on pricing if you offer them a good service. So meaning that customer experience really affects your business and the bottom line. When we talk about customer service, we also talk about contact centers. So you have your customers on one end and you got the business on the other end. Contact center is a technology that connects the two worlds and make sure it's kind of the platform and the glue between the two sides to make sure that you're able to offer your customers a good experience. However, not all contact centers are properly equipped to address and to offer or serve as a platform for customers to offer a great experience. One of the challenges that we see is that there are long hold times when people call into contact centers. That's usually the case. You're waiting on hold for sometimes hours. I called into an airline a couple of days ago to make a change on a ticket reservation, and they told me that I needed to wait anywhere from 2 to 11 hours. So that's a lot of time. Long resolution times. So when you get to finally talk to someone, that person may not be able to assist you the way that you expect, and then the interaction ends up taking longer than you expect, and you end up not only talking with one person, but then you're bounced around multiple people to get your question answered. In addition to that, managers and contact center supervisors lack real-time insights and actually post-call insights as well in order to understand how interactions went throughout the call or throughout a call or other type of interactions. In addition to that, another challenge that is important to talk about is the increasing cost of the contact center. As we know, one of the most expensive assets in your contact centers are your agents. So the more time that your agents spend on the phone, it's probably going to be more expensive to you. Now let's talk about how AI and ML technologies can help solve for some of those contact center challenges. So for instance, when we get long hold times, AI can help us with the use of voice bots and chat bots in order to get a great customer experience. And you would use those chat bots for transactions that are low effort and that are easy to accomplish, that you don't really have to route to a live agent to figure out. High agent turnover is another challenge, and the agents, if they have the right tools to process the customer question or the customer request in an efficient manner, that causes less stress to the actual agents in order to go through the entire interaction. So the more tools that we have available to them and provide them in an intelligent fashion using the technology, the easier it is for customer or for agents to handle those interactions. Lack of actionable data insights. With the use of artificial intelligence, we can provide notifications and alerts to supervisors in order to for them to be able to take action as the calls are happening, and even after the calls have completed, so that they can assist your agents and your customers right there and then, and at the same time driving revenue and reducing costs, because the time of the interaction is going to be less if you got a supervisor jumping on top of a problem that's happening in the contact center and being able to resolve the issue right there. Some other contact center challenges that we see and are based on research that Forrester conducted a couple of years ago is that legacy solutions are too expensive and have very complex pricing models. They show their inability to scale up or down depending on your demand. Something that we see very often, based on our experience, is that customer contact center solutions sometimes present some painful and frequent outages, causing kind of at the end of the day, causing the customer to be unsatisfied with reaching out to you, and of course you losing revenue because you are not in turn taking care of those customers, and then your customers are subject to leave your service, as we discussed at the beginning. Something that is very important as well is that existing contact center technologies, even cloud contact center technologies, existing ones are unable to access strong AI technologies. So if you want to drive efficiencies in your contact center, AI is a key component, as we're going to see in the demo. So not having them and not having those technologies available to you is a challenge, definitely. So this is where Amazon Connect comes in to solve those challenges and to bring efficiencies into your contact center operation as a business. So Amazon Connect is a easy to use omni-channel AI-based cloud contact center solution. Let's break it down a little bit. It's easy to use because you can spin up the service very quickly. You don't have to go through long provisioning processes or long purchase cycles in order to get a contact center spun up. So it's easy to use for your administrators, for your agents, for your supervisors, and get your customers taken care of very quickly. It is omnichannel because not only can you take interactions via voice, but also on all possible um, digital channels that are out there. So that allows you to meet your customers where they're at, where they want to interact with you. You want to have a contact center platform that is able to cover the range of different communication channels that are out there. And in terms of AI capabilities, one example I got is that the system provides natural language understanding um, capabilities so that you can speak naturally with the system taking care of your request and respond to those requests also using natural voice. The technology that's behind those interactions and the engine that's behind those interactions is the same that Alexa, like the Alexa home devices, use. So Amazon Connect is brought to is what was developed by AWS about 10 years ago because they wanted to solve the same challenges that we were talking about on the retail business. However, they went to the market and couldn't find a tool that would meet their requirements as far as contact center technology and being able to offer exceptional customer experiences. So they went ahead and developed it, and they released it to the public about 5 years ago, to the general public about 5 years ago in 2017. The system is 100% cloud-based. There are no planned downtimes. So even if they are doing any maintenance, you won't feel it. So that gives you the certainty that your contact center is going to be able, you're going to be able to take your customer requests no matter what time it is, no matter what day it is. So it's up 375 days a year, 24/7. Something that is very important that I want to remark is the pay-as-you-go pricing. You only pay for value delivered to your customers, meaning that you only pay for what you use on the service, and that goes for all the interactions and all the services that are integrated to Amazon Connect, such as voice, text messaging, and even the AI features that we're going to be talking more about in the demo. So all of those features are simple switches that you enable or disable at your will on the contact center. That gives you immense power to experiment and to basically go at the same speed your business wants to go. So the speed to market of what you can do with contact center with Amazon Connect is unparalleled. And also the scale of the solution is immense. This is the same contact center backend solution that, like I said, Amazon Retail uses. And when they're really busy, they log in up to 100,000 agents on this platform. So you can go anywhere from one agent to 100,000 without any issues. So that gives you real scale. Customers that have migrated to Amazon Connect show the benefits that you're seeing on the screen. So with the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning, they've been able to reduce the call volume up to 24%, the average handle time by up to 15%. And since the tool and the ecosystem of the Amazon Connect solution is really easy to use, the supervisor effort gets reduced as well, system administrator, and the agent training on the solution. And those efficiencies drive the costs down by up to 31%. On customers where we have implemented the solution, we have seen even more cost reduction. The figures that we're seeing here are based on a Forrester research that they completed in 2020 on customers that have migrated to Amazon Connect. So these are real figures of customers that have migrated. So as far as InterVision Intervision has been in the communication space for over 16 years. We were awarded the Service Delivery Partner designation for Amazon Connect. This validates Intervision as a partner that can proficiently implement and migrate workloads, contact center workloads to Amazon Connect. So you're stepping on solid ground if you work with Intervision. We also have a 24/7 operation center that would take care of all the break fix components of the system if you don't want to take care of that yourself. We combine our communications power and knowledge and experience and lessons learned with our cloud experience. So we have a deep cloud and data centers and operation experience for years. And in addition to that, we have been validated by AWS on multiple competencies that we put in place every single day. So our partnership with AWS is very close, and we have migrated multiple customers from their on-premises data center over to Amazon Connect. And that on top of some other competencies such as DevOps and web development skills. Our focus at this point in time for Amazon Connect is to ensure that we can offer you a path from your existing contact center solution, whatever that is. It can be on-prem, it can be on cloud, it can be anywhere, and offer you a path to migrate you to the cloud, to the Amazon Contact Center solution safely. So for that, we offer professional services, flexible staff extensions, vendor escalation, customer service. So we basically manage the environment for you. So we get you there, but we don't stop there. We make sure that the operation of the system is always fine-tuned and working the way that you expect, so that at the end of the day, you accomplish your objective, which is serving your customers better. All right. So I think we are at the point where we're going to start with a live demo. So I'm going to stop the presentation here, and we're going to just jump into that. So the demo is about a fictitious banking customer. This customer is called Future Bank, and I am going to pretend to be a customer at some points of the demo. I'm going to pretend to be an agent and also a supervisor, so that you can see the different features and what you can achieve with the solution. I'm going to put an emphasis on omni-channel communications and also on AI and ML capabilities that the system can offer, so that you can be more efficient in your contact center operation. All right. So the first scenario that I got here is a customer that is calling into the contact center, and he's trying to update his address. And in addition to that, he's trying to know, because he just recently moved to a new location, and to a new city. So he wants to update his address and wants to know what's the nearest branch of the bank, so that he can go there. And at the end of the day, at the end of the conversation, he's gonna ask to be routed to an agent. Okay. So let's do that. So I'm gonna call into Future Bank.
Thank you for contacting Future Bank, Otto Sanchez. How may I help you? You can say things like update address, promotional offers, locate branch, check credit card balance, or speak to an agent.
I'd like to update my address.
So you would like to update your address?
Yes.
This operation requires verification. Please enter your PIN.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What is the zip code?
63368.
You live in O'Fallon, Missouri. Now what is the street number?
137
And the street address?
Rose Drive.
You'd like me change the address to 137 Rose Drive, O'Fallon, Missouri. Is that right?
Yes.
Thank you. Your address has been changed. Is there anything else I can help with?
Yes. What's my nearest branch?
So you would like to know nearest branch to you?
Yes.
Your nearest branch is 3029 Fallon Road, 63,368. Is there anything else I can help with?
Yes, I'd like to speak to an agent.
Please wait while we connect you to an agent. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Okay, perfect. So a couple of things before we go into the agent portal. So as a customer, I was able to converse with the system. I was able to complete a couple of operations that required the system to go to different backends to first validate that I was that my PIN corresponded with who I was, and also to locate the branch that I changed my address to, in addition to validate my zip code. So a lot of additional interactions going on in the backend. But what that tells you is that the system is able to integrate seamlessly with any backends in order to offer a smooth experience to your customers. So I am going to now let the call into the agent desktop. So that's exactly what I got here in the front of me. And right now, the agent portal. This is the look and feel. This is a portal that we developed here at Intervision, and the system comes with one right out of the box. But we wanted to do something a little more customized for these demos. So I am going to accept the call, and I'm going to switch between the agent portal and the customer for a couple of seconds there to achieve something else I want to show you here in a moment. Okay, so bear with me. Okay, let the call in. The call is ringing. Call is connecting. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to say as an agent, hello, thank you for calling. How may I help you? I'm going to mute myself. And then as a customer, hi, my name is Otto, and I have been a customer of the bank for about 10 years. And I want to know, how can I update my address? So yes, I have been a customer of the bank for about 10 years, and I want to know how to update my address. Yes, and in addition to that, I want to cancel my account. So a couple of things that happened here on the screen. I mean, forgive me because this is a live demo, and I may be having issues with my audio here. Is that as the call came in, something showed up on the right-hand side. So first, I am able, like as soon as the call came in, I was able to identify who was calling, right? So in this case, it was Otto Sanchez, and the address I changed it to when I was speaking as a customer. And in addition to that, I see the contact history available here. So these has been the last several interactions that the contact center has had with this customer. So I can show more. So I can see here even chats and calls. Something important about this interface is that I am able to handle voice communications in addition to chats and other type of communications called tasks. Those are units of work. So also, as the call came in, I was expected to see that I was authenticated. That didn't happen, maybe with all the different audios going on. But this would have told me as an agent that the person that is calling is who he intends to be. So that functionality is called Voice ID, and it's a voice print that the system can get from customers in order to make the customer experience more simple as they get to an agent, and also for an agent to authenticate, to really authenticate and know who the person is that is calling without having to ask 3 or 4 validation questions. So when we say that the agent experience gets simplified, is because of features like that allow them to work just more efficiently, reduce the interaction time with the customer, and make sure that they just do the work that they need to do, as opposed to spending too much time on validating the customer. Something else that I didn't show you here is that as I changed the address, I received, as a customer, I received a text. So this is also possible with the system and many other interactions. I'm gonna jump into the Wisdom tab. So I said that I wanted to update my address, okay? And the system was able to analyze what I was saying and provide a real-time recommendation to the agent so that they could handle the interaction much easier and more efficiently. So if I click here, I go into the Wisdom tab. That's the name of the feature, Wisdom, but it's nothing else than an artificial intelligence feature that allows the system and your agents to provide recommendations to your agents so that they can better address the answer or the inquiry from the customer. So if I click in here, I got an article. This is going to be a knowledge-based article that popped up. And then when I do that, I see that the answer to the question that the customer asked is here. This can be populated with your own knowledge base articles and be ingested automatically. So we just need to know where the data is, and we'll fetch it, and make it available for your customers. Okay. So this is from the agent perspective and the interaction that they have with the customer. Now let's jump real quick into the supervisor view. So this is a real-time view of the supervisor. I can see statistics on the queue, and I can see statistics on the agents that are logged into the queues that I oversee. I see the breakdown of those interactions for all the channels that the contact center handles, or the queue in this case handles, and I can tweak what I see here as a summary. I can see the number of calls in queue. I can see what's the call that has been in queue for the longest time. I can see the number of calls that have been queued, the number that have been handled. Same with chats and other interactions here, the average handle time and the service level. If I wanted to tweak this, I can hit this gear button and just hide or show the information that I want. However, I also wanted to pay attention to what I'm seeing here on the agent. Remember that when I was speaking as a customer to the system, I said that I wanted to cancel my account. So in this case, the supervisor defined a rule in the system in which they wanted to be notified if somebody said the words "cancel my account." So in this case, the system alerted the supervisor that that was happening. So imagine the possibilities here. A supervisor doesn't have to be monitoring every single call that goes on in the contact center, nor they have to sample some of the calls to see if they catch any of those events. So in this case, I see that that one of my agents are showing an alert, and if I click on it, I am able as a supervisor to see what has been going on that call in a transcription. So if I click on it, I see the customer sentiment, how it was at the beginning of the call, and I also see the transcription of the call up to this point. I still have the call up and running, but as a supervisor, I am able to identify these patterns in real time, and that allows me to act upon what's going on the call, right? So this feature is possible by a functionality of the system called um, um, contact lens. And contact lens allows the system to analyze interactions and provide sentiment analysis and categorize calls both on real time and after the call has happened. Something else I wanted to show you here that is a common use case for contact centers is compliance. And before I jump off here, contact lens can also scrub PII data on these conversations. So only the authorized people in the contact center can see that information and display that information that is sensitive from that customer sensitive information. Okay. So if we go into more insights, I'm going to, as a supervisor, going to go to contact search, open that, and I'm going to filter interactions in which there wasn't the right introduction. So that's what I mean to say when I mentioned compliance. So in this case, I got a rule as a supervisor that identifies that if an agent hasn't provided the right introduction at the beginning of the call, then the system would just flag those calls. So that allows me as a supervisor to come in here, look at those calls, pull them up, and really analyze them and see what happens. And that gives me as a supervisor the ability to give my agents better coaching and training and identify the calls in which I'm not being in compliance with my own rules as a business. So in this analysis, you would see a real time or information about the sentiment trend. You're going to see how much of the interaction was positive, negative, or neutral. You'll also see non-talk time, customer talk time, agent talk time, a lot of information about the call in details that would allow you or give you the tools as a supervisor to identify what happened on each of those interactions. Oh, perfect. So moving on into our second scenario, we got we're gonna interact with the system using chat. Okay. So I got the Future Bank webpage. So as a customer, I'm going to come in here into the Future Bank interface and type in Otto Sanchez. I'm gonna try to do a few things here as a customer. And before I do that, I'm going to hang up the call that I got available here. Okay. I'm gonna set myself to break. Perfect, as an agent. Now going back to Future Bank, to the Future Bank webpage, something that I also want to emphasize here is if you remember how I interacted with the system using voice, this is the exact same type of business or contact flow that I'm offering via chat. It doesn't have to be the same, but sometimes it helps customers know that they're interacting using different channels kind of the same way into the system. So in this case, I'm going to say, I'm going to do something automated as well, but in this case via chat. I'm going to check my credit card balance. Right. So the system here, the system identified me as Otto. Of course, I didn't have to plug in my phone number or anything like that. So would you like to check your credit card balance? I'm going to say yes. Again, the system is asking me for my PIN. It's telling me that my outstanding balance is $200 and it's asking me if I want to pay for it. I'm going to say yes. And then the system did the transaction, completed the transaction. And as I completed that, I got yet another text from Future Bank telling me what I just did. So perfect. I'm going to say okay. And the system is just asking me if I want to do something else. In this case, I want to speak to an agent. So at this point in time, the chat interaction has been routed to the queue. And as a supervisor, I can jump right in here and see that I got a chat communication in the actual queue. So the next step that I want to take here is to make a call so that you know what are the possibilities if my queue or if my waiting times get out of hand. And this happens dynamically. So in this case, I got a trigger in my call flows that if the waiting time is longer than 30 seconds, I'm going to provide additional options to the caller so they can do something else, like a callback. So I'm offering them self-service, but at the same time offering them, like if they really want to talk to an agent, an option to be called back later. So I'm going to do that. Going to Future Bank.
Thank you for contacting Future Bank, Otto Sanchez. How may I help you? You can say things like update address, promotional offers, locate branch, check credit card balance, or speak to an agent.
I'd like to speak to an agent.
Please wait while we connect you to an agent. Your expected wait time in queue is greater than 30 seconds. Press 1 to request a callback. Press 2 to wait in queue.
Pressing 1.
Enter the 10-digit phone number you would like to be called back at.
Phone number.
You will be called back when the next agent is available. Goodbye.
Okay, great. So at this point in time, the call is going to be queued into this main queue I have here. Like even when the customer hung up, that call is going to be scheduled to be sent into the queue once an agent is available. Of course, I don't have any agents available right now. I do have one agent that is on break, but as soon as I make this agent available, first, I'm going to start chatting with this person that I got on the chat queue. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to be able to handle the callback. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to set myself to available. So I got a chat incoming, which I'm going to accept. So that shows you that with a single agent interface, you're able to handle multiple communication channels from the agent perspective. And not only can I do chat, like I said at the beginning, but other text-based communication channels. So what I see here on the screen is the entire conversation, the entire chat conversation that I had, the customer had with the system, including paying the credit card balance and all of that. So I got the history, so that equips me as an agent to better handle the interaction with the customer once I get the customer in front of me, in this case, via chat. So hello, I'm going to say just hello. Thank you for reaching out. Goodbye. Perfect. So I'm just going to end the chat here. Oh, something I didn't show you is that as the chat came in, the same information about the caller, or in this case, the person that chatted with me, was displayed on the right-hand side. So that allows me, as an agent, to better handle that interaction, and that's provided by a functionality called customer profiles. And here's my callback incoming call. So I'm going to accept it, and at that point in time, if I accept it, the system is going to trigger the call to the person that requested the callback, which in this case is my phone number. I got it here. Got a call from Future Bank, and I'm basically on the phone with my customer, the customer that requested that callback. So great. I was saying something about customer profiles. So this information can live just only in Amazon Connect, or can also be ingested from other systems of record that you have, such as Salesforce or ServiceNow. So that information can be available, and the system can ingest it automatically, and being able to show this information on the agent desktop. Okay, I'm going to end this call. And finally, I'm going to interact with the system using an SMS. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to report a fraudulent charge on my credit card. And as a customer, I am going to chat with Future Bank. All right. So I am going to say hello, Future Bank. This is my SMS client, by the way. It's directly tied to my cell phone. So again, the system was able to identify me, and I am going to report that fraudulent charge. I want to report fraudulent charge my credit card. Yes, the system is asking me if I want to report a fraudulent transaction. I'm going to say yes. Again, the system is asking me for an additional layer of verification and authentication. When did the fraudulent charge happen? In this case, I'm going to say yesterday. And what was the charge amount in dollars? I'm going to say $150. Great. So the business process is I'm going to say no here, because I don't want any more help. So I reported a fraudulent charge, but based on the company or the bank business processes, that's a request that takes a couple days before you get someone on the to help you out with that. So in this case, what the contact center did was to create something that is called a task. So think of it as a unit of work. Sometimes I like to think about it as a virtual sticky note. So a virtual sticky note was sent into the queue, in this case, with this information, so that the agent or an agent that is available in the queue can help out this customer with this request. So I'm going to go back into my queue, and I see that there's a task waiting to be handled. Of course, I'm going back to my agent and I'm making myself available here. And what I expect to happen is that I'm going to show that task that this customer opened a couple of days ago, based on the business rules for that type of claim. So I'm going to set myself to available. I'm going to set the task here, and I'm going to see the information. So the system was able to figure out that it was me, that the claim was for $150, and that it was able to check on the date, right? So I said yesterday, but the system interpreted that as 2022-04-27, which is yesterday's date. So let's say that I know what's going on that task as an agent, and I'm just going to go ahead and reach out to the customer to resolve this problem with them on the phone. So that shows you the power of tasks. And of course, if I click on here, I'm going to send a call. I'm going to be connected to the customer that opened this request. So a lot of information available, good information, reduces the friction of the customer reaching out to the contact center and the other way around. And it also shows a supervisor what's going on in all the different channels that are going on and that I'm handling in the contact center. So in this case, I handle my task, and I'm just gonna click on it so that you can see that the system pulled up the right information on the right, that I was able to call my customer. And in this case, I'm gonna say that I resolved the claim. And the call. So that covers the three scenarios that we wanted to talk about to you today. And it's time to wrap. Okay. So as far as next steps and takeaways, there's something that we wanted to mention. We got an offer for a no-cost POC in that you can test the service in your own environment, sort of kicking the tires before making any commitment. This is a no-cost offering in that we identify a couple of relevant business cases if you're qualified, and we work through those business use cases, solve them in a given amount of time, and basically, I mean, that's part of our deliverable. In addition to discuss an ROI model and the costing model for your contact center. So here's the URL that you can go to. So this is a good way and a risk-free way to interact and to use Amazon Connect and see how it works for your business and of course for your customers. As you think of migrating to Amazon Connect, you don't have to go like all in the same day, like day one. You can go and migrate progressively, and that's what we're here for, to help you in that journey, that progressive journey. We understand that you cannot flip a switch and change the customer experience kind of the way that we showed in the demo, but it's a journey, and we can definitely help you there. We are qualified to do it. We're in a great position to help our customers achieve their business objectives and help them through the transformation, in this case, contact center transformation journey. A few takeaways here. The contact center platforms are key to delivering the promise of excellent customer experience. We understand that the platform is not all that you need, but is a great foundation so that you can, it's kind of your canvas. You can design your customer experiences on top of that and accelerate the time to market on those strategies that you want to execute upon. We are uniquely qualified, like I said, in a risk-free journey. We're very close. Our relationship is very close with AWS. So we want you as a customer to be successful. And the only way that you're successful is that we can help your own customers be successful. We talked about the POC as well, and the total cost of ownership of the solution. We've seen real benefits on customers that we have migrated. And the decision to migrate to a new contact center developed by AWS in this case, Amazon Connect is relevant because the speed of innovation of Amazon and AWS are unprecedented. So you're guaranteed to having a platform that keeps up with the latest trends in customer service and customer satisfaction. And of course, give us the opportunity to work with you on a proof of concept. We're going to be happy to help and very excited to partner with you. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time that you spent with us today. I know I went a few minutes over. My target was 45 minutes, but I think it was worth it. I really enjoyed talking to you today, and we're happy to help you.
Thanks, Otto. That was
Jesse,
great.
take it away.
Yes, we did have 2 questions. I'm not sure if you can see the Q&A, but we can. Oh, you can't?
I can now. I can.
There we go. I think you had your speakers off. Yes. We did have 2 questions in the Q&A. One of them came up during the demo, asking if you could show how to update an on-the-fly message. The other one is asking about CRM integration. I'm not sure which one you want to tackle first, but
yes. Let's since we have a few minutes here, let's look at how you can update one of those messages on the fly. That's something I didn't mention, but it's very easy. So let's go ahead and do it. So let me stop presenting here, and I'm going to go to this main interface. So not only can the supervisor just use this interface, but also system admins. So if I go into my system admin component of the system, I can go into contact flows and select the contact flow I want to update, and just come in here. This is a little complex of a call flow, but let's say that we just wanted to change the main greeting, right? So in this case, I got thank you for contacting Future Bank, and then the first name of the customer, and then the last name. Remember that I talked about customer profiles, and customer profiles is what's feeding the system this information. But changing the messages is very, very simple. We have developed a web application as well, where you can abstract the prompt management functionality on a secure web page that you can hand out to your own supervisors in case the contact center deployment is too large, so that they can just jump on a web page and change those messages on the fly. It's pretty straightforward. On the CRM integration, the sky's the limit. There are integrations available for almost every CRM solution.
Not to cut you off, sorry, I failed to mention this was specifically Oracle CRM integration. A question around that.
I haven't heard of that integration before, but I'm sure that we have the capabilities and internal the development capabilities to integrate the two. These are open APIs that are available for a CRM solution to integrate with Amazon Connect. So the lift, I'm sure, is going to be very, very low.
Awesome. And then one last question, it looks like, what type of reports are available for supervisor?
Yeah, great question. I didn't mention that on the presentation, but there are 2 types of reports, real-time and historical reports. So what we were seeing here during the presentation was the real-time reporting, right? So if we go into, in this case, the supervisor would have access to it, and so does the administrator. So you would go into real-time metrics and report on the different main components of the system. So queues, agents, and routing profiles. So you would see information here on real time about your queues, and you can as an administrator or as a supervisor can design your own report or your own view so that you can see the information that is relevant to you. As far as historical reporting, you got the same capabilities. In that you can report historically on queues, agents, and phone numbers. So if I click on here, I have a report that is just for queues. But if you click on on the gear button, this is where you can group your data the way that you want. So you can run in intervals, like 15, 30 minutes or daily or total for the reporting time range. You can change the time range of the report, time zone. You can group your data the way that you want on the report. You can apply filters. And last but not least, you can see all the metrics that you can report on. There are metrics that are also available through something that is called CTR. So it's contact trace records. Every call has a contact trace record that we can also report on and plug into a business intelligence tool, such as in our case, or in the case of AWS, in the AWS ecosystem, it would be QuickSight. And I got a quick view of that. So for instance, if you wanted to see information in a graphical form, then you have these type of charts that can be created on the fly without any issues. So I got the number of contacts, I got the number of calls that an agent has handled throughout the day, I got the number of contacts by channel. So basically, all the information about calls are stored in a repository, and then you can query that data to show you the information, the visual information that you want. So I got daily stats here, but I also have monthly stats and monthly trends. So the most important part is that the data is available. It's available to you within the AWS ecosystem or outside of the AWS ecosystem. Hope that answers the question.
Awesome. Thanks, Otto. And it doesn't look like we have any other questions. So we do have a couple minutes. Oh, I spoke too soon. One more. Does Amazon Connect, is it available for all regions like Mexico and Brazil?
To my knowledge, unless it has changed in the last couple of days, Amazon Connect is not available in Mexico and the Brazil regions yet. However, we have seen customers that have deployed Amazon Connect using different regions. So if you're interested in discussing more, we're happy to look at your case scenario and see how we can assist you.
Awesome.
Thank you for the question.
That looks like, one more. Does that mean phone number is not available for international phone number is not available for Mexico?
That's a great question. Those numbers are available for Mexico. So if you get, let's say, the IDs from Mexico that you want to port into Amazon Connect, you can port them into instances in different regions where Amazon Connect is available. So yes, great question.
Awesome. Okay, that looks.
We can follow up. Happy to follow up with you on your specific use case.
Perfect. Yes, because we are just about out of time. But thank you so much, Otto. That was great. I think seeing it live makes such a difference. And thanks for stepping up today. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Again, this session is being recorded, so we'll make sure to get the recording in your inbox, hopefully by tomorrow morning. So look for that. And thank you all again for joining us. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.